I didn't go to law school to build a company. Honestly, when I did some social work in high school, I just thought if I become a lawyer, maybe I can create good impact in the world. It was also the more sensible decision. It was also the more predictable path compared to music. But my first 2 years of law school, I absolutely disliked it. It was not what I thought law school was going to be at all. And I was so homesick. I was missing Bangalore like it was some ex. I was so upset that I was away from home. I remember calling home and saying, Amma, I think I've made a mistake coming here. In my third year of law school, though, a friend asked me to fill in for a mediation training that was taking place on campus, just as a favor. I rolled my eyes and I went anyway, but something happened in that room. For the first time in law school, I felt like I was in the right place. That mediation wasn't just a legal tool, it was a value system. One that felt people should be heard and not just fought over. One that said empathy is a tool and that justice can be healing, not just a punishment. That moment changed everything for me. While all my friends were figuring out their corporate internships and their litigation internships, I was there obsessing over this odd little thing called mediation. My friend said, Akshita, we're really happy for you, but stop talking about this over lunch. And then a close friend said, hey, there's this guy called Pranjal in class. He's also obsessed with this. Both of you, please go bond and stop talking to me about it. That's what led me to co-lead Indian Mediation Week, the largest run student access to justice campaign at the time. And just like that, I found work that lit me up. After that, I got a call saying, hey, do you want to build India's new justice system and maybe even for the world? I said, heck yeah. But overnight, I became what people call a student entrepreneur. Now, how do I explain this feeling to you from absolutely disliking everything about law school to reaching this moment? I will try and show you what that feels like, but I need your help. So, if we could all take a deep breath, and when we exhale, let's hum a single note. Don't get stressed. I can see a few of you getting stressed. Just follow my lead. Let's take a deep breath in and hum. That sound, that resonance, I found work that resonated. I was so happy and so lit up doing this kind of work. When the world was really noisy and when my mind was full of doubt, it was that sort of feeling that I felt. A small shift in the heart that said, this is what I'm going to do from now. So, entrepreneurship, if I actually think about it, she's always been with me. She wasn't loud, she wasn't bossy. She was like a quiet companion in the room, watching me stumble through my case law, dance at fests, and lay on my bed in the heat of Calcutta, staring at the ceiling, thinking, do I even belong in the legal world? She was also there when I almost thought of quitting law school and I was making my pro-con list, my plan B, and a pitch to tell my parents. She was very subtle at first. She was there helping me lead campaigns, do volunteering work, speak to hundreds of strangers about mediation, saying, Dada, you don't have to go to court. There's something called out-of-court settlements. She was also there when I was trying to run logistics with a borrowed projector. Over time, as my friends started figuring out what they want to do in law school, that's when I felt she slowly started standing beside me, whispering things like, you don't have to do it the way everyone else is doing it. Entrepreneurship has always been there since then till now. Not always easy, definitely not always glamorous, but always honest. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you can really, really build something without losing your soul. The grind does not have to be soulless. You can build fast, but if that speed is not following intention, half your power is left behind. If you can build from a place of wholeness, what you create carries that energy. So that's something for any of you who are tinkering with an idea, you want to explore something. Entrepreneurship, she's awesome, but not always glamorous. Let me cut to a few years later, right? Maybe this is a good time to tell you what I do. So we help people solve legal cases without having to go to court from the comforts of their home. Suljhao magar pyar se. The pain point is very real. So a few years later, you're looking at stats like this. 10 plus state governments are working with us. 75 plus companies are using us to resolve cases differently. A community of 3,000 plus lawyers and law students are working with us. 35 lakh cases have been resolved already, right? I have things fated for me that I didn't even know about. Like the Forbes 30 under 30 list under social impact category, or being on Shark Tank in front of national television. First of all, trying to speak Hindi with my really bad Hindi, but still getting an offer from every single shark. These are all very, very cool things, and it is very exciting. But today I thought I'll share a story that's not something that people know about. It's the first time I'm talking about it, and to be honest, I am a little nervous about it. But 2 years ago, I, out of all the people, started having panic attacks. Not one, not two. This new season of life that I wasn't even expecting. And the first one hit me at an airport. The most inconvenient place for that to happen. And that's exactly where it happened. At that time, I was helping around 130 people who were in debt, who were not able to pay their loans on time, and who were holding unimaginable grief. And I had decided the way to solve this is that I will lock myself in the room and personally sit and talk to all of them and fix this broken system. But what happened there is, without realizing, I think I ended up absorbing a lot of that pain and a lot of that grief. And I didn't realize it until my mind and body literally pulled the emergency brake. Legs tingling, my heart pounding, feeling like I couldn't breathe, like I was losing my mind, like I was really losing control over everything around me. And that was very scary. It was scary because I was thinking, why is this happening to me? And more than that, my ego is screaming, how is this happening to me? I'm the girl that fixes things. I love my work. This is a pain point I want to solve. I am definitely not a girl that falls apart at airports. But I did. And after that, I couldn't fly for 7 months. Because I was so nervous that it would happen to me again. Not a good feeling. Really scary. Talking about it is making me a little nervous. So I'm going to throw it back to you to hold some space for me. If we could again take a deep breath together, and if we could hum, it would be really helpful. So let's do that in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. This is actually the first time that I'm talking about it. So coming back to that period in my life, right? I realized that, hey, I think I need help. So I found a therapist who's amazing, by the way. And don't tell me there are people here who are like, oh, therapy, not me. Please, if you're doing your yearly health body checkups, what are you doing for your mind? So do think about that. And I also found my yoga teacher. And there was one question that kept coming up, which was, when did I stop doing all these things outside of work that made me feel alive? Suddenly there was no music, there was no meditation, there was no journaling, there was no sports, there was no working out. And I was like, shoot, when did I stop being a founder and just a container for a lot of grief? I think I accidentally ended up starving my own soul. So now here are a few notes that I live by, and maybe they'll help you out too. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Number 2, You cannot tie your self-worth to the number of cases you solve. Now this applies to the work I do, but please feel free to put it in context of what you guys are doing. You have one body. You have one nervous system in this lifetime. It is your job to protect it. And the last one, being mentally well is not optional, it's foundational. Let's say that together. Being mentally well is not optional, it's foundational. It's really the journey that matters more than the destination. And I used to say this a lot when I was in law school. But now I know it in my bones. So if there's just a few things that I want to leave you with, it's that it really took the community that came forward and helped me out, right? It was my parents, my sisters, which is not just my younger sister, it's also my two doggos, my friends, my mentors. They all really played a big role in making me come back to who I really was, right? So for all the girls and boys here who are hanging out only with their boyfriends and girlfriends, don't make that mistake. There are some great friends that you're also going to make here who will stand by you through storms and rains later on. Like mine did and mine still do. So just remember, dare to think different. But not just in your ideas, in your way of being as well. Dare to build with care. Dare to take rest without feeling guilty. Dare to say, I don't know, but I'm learning. Dare to take the long route if that's what keeps your heart intact. Because I'm telling you, the world will measure your success in headlines and hikes and salaries. But only you know if what you're building or what you're doing is nourishing you or draining you. Only you know if you are waking up as the person you want to wake up as, again and again and again. I really believe that startups and soul work can coexist. You do not have to lose yourself in order to build something great. In fact, the more yourself you are, the more powerful what you create. So, dare to build the next big thing, but dare to build it your way. Softly, deeply, joyfully. And with that, I'd like to invite everyone for one last time. Let's take a deep breath together. Just a single note, nothing fancy. All we're trying to say is, we are here, we are alive, and we are not alone. So in 3, 2, 1, take a deep breath in and a beautiful hum. Thank you so much for holding space for me. Thank you for listening to me.